what's up? Jose Acosta here. Today I am going to be doing a review on last night's Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Um, of course I didn't get to make it and publish it yesterday because of the fact that I was spending most of the day with my mom for her Mother's Day. So today I'm making this video and I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Before anything, I'm just going to do a quick coverage of the Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro pre-show match. I'm not really going to focus on it, but I'm just happy with the fact that Jeff Hardy was able to get the win over Cesaro, someone that used to be tag team with Sheamus, and that's going to bring in a little more with the rivalry between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. And I can't wait to see what else he has in store. So let's get started with the first match on the pay-per-view. Alright guys, so for the first match of the pay-per-view, it was The New Day against the Lucha House Party, against the Forgotten Sons, and against Miz and Morrison for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. One thing that I liked is that Grand Metalik had a new design with the mask. Of course, we all know that he usually covers the hair portion of the mask, but he scalped that off and showed off his long hair. And I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of a Juventud Guerrera or Psychosis type of look. Other than that, you know, it was great action, and we got to see Forgotten Sons have most of the upper hand in the match, which is good because they have their first pay-per-view within the main roster, and they want to show that they're a dominant team. And I like that. Of course, there was a lot of great spots in it. Of course, one of my favorites being Morrison doing like a Spanish fly out of the ring onto the competitors with Metalik on him. And then, of course, we had to have Big E and Kofi be dominant within the match since they are the champions. And with that, they were able to retain the championships by hitting the big ending on Grand Metalik. And I thought, like I said, the match was great. I like the fact that they put these teams together and they let the Forgotten Sons have a great run within the match. And these guys that I do see being champion in the future, but I don't know how long that's going to be, but I really hope to see either the SmackDown or the Raw Tag Team Championships around their waist because they do deserve it. The next thing I'm going to be covering is the MVP versus R-Truth match. Now, of course, for this one, R-Truth comes out. He's rapping to the beat of his theme music, while MVP comes out doing his signature bawling in the ring, and R-Truth tried to do it as well. MVP sees, he gets mad at him, basically calling him a wannabe rapper and all these other stuff. And they're just basically arguing about who has the best ballin' type of thing. And then all of a sudden we hear Lashley's theme music come out. Lashley comes into the ring, tells MVP he can take the day off, which means MVP is out of the match. Which I was kind of disappointed at because I did want to see MVP compete. But it's pretty cool because it gives Lashley a more dominant side to him. And especially going against someone like R-Truth, who is trying to get his 24/7 championship back from Rob Gronkowski. So now we got R-Truth versus Lashley. And the match starts when R-Truth is basically complaining about how come he's not taking the day off, MVP's taking the day off, and inadvertently slaps Lashley in the face, which triggers him. Gets upset. Then, of course, he's trying to attack R-Truth, but R-Truth is kind of dodging it until he finally gets his hands on him. And, of course, with it, R-Truth has very, very little offense in this whole thing. And it all ends when Lashley gives him a devastating spear, which I thought was complete nasty because when you just hear the impact, it's like R-Truth probably dislocated something, but he didn't, but it sounded just like that. And it looked like that. So, in the end, Lashley takes the win. R-Truth later on basically says that he's going to get his championship back from, guess who? He says, Tom Brady. Which we all know isn't true. It's Rob, but of course, with Tom Brady being in Tampa Bay now, they kind of had to have a little joke inside that whole thing. So I'm really interested on what happens with R-Truth in the future now within this 24/7 championship, and see how him trying to get it from Ron Gronkowski is going to be like. I predict that maybe after Gronk hits a touchdown or something within preseason or maybe even the season, and someone brings him a championship belt, who knows, maybe R-Truth's going to come out, pin him, then we run out with the championship belt with security chasing him. That's something I would love seeing, but I don't know. Other than that, with Lashley, he gets the win, of course, but I really can't wait to see how this plays out, how it's going to be with Lana, and of course, will he end up with another title sooner or later? Alright guys, so for the next match I'm covering, it's going to be Bayley versus Tamina Snuka, with Sasha Banks being on Bayley's side, and of course this is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I gotta say, for this one, I love the match. I really thought that they were gonna underutilize Tamina like they always have within WWE, but I was wrong. And I like Tamina. She's a great wrestler. She comes from a great family within wrestling. And you know, for the first part of the match, Bayley's just trying to toy with her a little bit, trying to get that angry side out of her, which ends up happening. And then she kind of counters everything with, of course, targeting the knee. And Tamina had some great offense, of course, bringing in the Samoan driver to almost finish her off. But as usual, Sasha tries to come into the ring, and Tamina sees it. They're basically staring each other down, and Tamina goes for the chase. On the manhunt for Sasha Banks, and again, Tamina's back into the ring, Sasha's out of the ring, both staring each other down, while Bayley, who was supposed to be down after the Samoan driver, pops up, hits the possum on her basically, rolls her up, 1, 2, 3, she wins. And of course Tamina did not like that, so Tamina tries to pick her up for another Samoan driver, and Sasha hits her in the knee that injured her in the beginning of the match, and kicks her in the face. Breaks the heel, and they both leave. And they kind of come towards Michael Cole, who doesn't like Bayley as much, and basically says she wouldn't have done it without Sasha, basically. So he's going to be applauding Sasha. The match was really great. It had some little flaws in it, but other than that, I really did like the fact that they gave Tamina a good fight. And will I be seeing Tamina more in the future within the WWE as a champion? I kind of hope so. I really do. With Sasha and Bayley, is there going to be a turn sooner or later where Sasha's basically going to say, you only won these titles because of me? Oh God, I hope so. I want to see that so bad. So let's see what happens with both of those in the future. Alright guys, so for the next match I'm going to be talking about is Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman for the WWE Universal Championship. And for this one, what I like about it is that they both had history with each other, them being a part of the Wyatt family together. And of course, Bray Wyatt wanting him to thank him for the creation that he's made within Braun Strowman. But that doesn't happen, and this sets up this title match that I really look forward to. And then, of course, with Bray Wyatt, I love the fact that not only does he keep the Fiend, but he also keeps his regular character. And I feel like with it, he's going to be going far within this company, like he's already been. So let's get back to this match. And of course, with Braun Strowman, he's dominant within the first couple minutes of the match. Starts power slamming Bray Wyatt. And as Bray Wyatt being sinister, he smiles and laughs every single time he gets power slammed. And for him to pick up momentum into the match, Bray Wyatt's on the outside, and Braun Strowman tries to do that Strowman Express on Wyatt onto the commentator's desk, but Wyatt sidesteps out of the way, and here comes Strowman flying into the commentator's desk. And of course, Bray Wyatt brings him back into the ring and hits one Sister Abigail on him, but Strowman kicks out, and Strowman counters the second one by hitting a chokeslam on Bray Wyatt. Later on in the match, Strowman appears to go outside, and he appears with the black sheep mask on. And that kind of gets Bray Wyatt happy. And it brings out little cameos from the puppets along with the Firefly Funhouse. But not knowing, this was just a mind game of Braun Strowman's, which we all know Bray Wyatt's known for his mind games. But seeing the roles reversed was awesome. I love that. And after the hug and the embrace, Strowman kind of pushes him back a little bit, takes off the mask, and stomps on it, saying that that side of him is dead. It's gone. Then picks up Bray Wyatt and hits the power slam on him. And 1, 2, 3, Strowman wins, retains the title, and that leaves Bray Wyatt looking upset. But then we start getting like little flashes of the Fiend, so that gets me thinking this isn't over, that the Fiend is going to have his turn now against Braun Strowman, which I'm really excited to see. Alright guys, so for the next match I'm going to be talking about is Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And for this match, I was looking for a lot, and I did get that. Of course, one of my favorite things is that Seth Rollins has a new theme song, which fits the Messiah himself. And I'm really going to miss the whole burn it down thing, but I feel like this one fits him. And then, of course, there was a lot of back and forth action between both of them. And this was everything about it, back and forth. And I love that they played Seth Rollins' speed and agility into the match for his momentum, and for Drew McIntyre, mostly his power and strength into the match. So it kind of fits in between both of them. And, of course, they had some really great spots. Of course, one of my favorite ones was when Seth Rollins goes for the superplex, hits it, and then rolls him over for the Falcon Arrow, which was awesome. But, of course, the match finished with one Gaslow kiss onto Seth Rollins hitting a super kick, and then Drew McIntyre basically using the ropes and hitting the Claymore kick to finish the match, and after, they shake hands. So I'm really happy that Drew McIntyre retained in this match, but that also got me thinking about Seth Rollins with the whole handshake, because right now he's a heel. I don't know if that means he's going to become babyface, or if he's just going to show him respect and then still become a heel like he is. So who knows what will happen with this storyline with him. I'm really excited. All hail the Messiah. And congratulations to Drew McIntyre retaining the title. I want to see who his next opponent is. Alright guys, so for the final one I'm going to be talking about, and it's going to be the Money in the Bank ladder match. My favorite match of the night. Of course, I love the concept of them trying to climb the corporate office to get to the ring, to get to the ladder, to get to the briefcase. And I love the fact that they had both men and women competing to get their briefcases. And I love the fact that they started the ladies off in the lobby and the men in the gymnasium, and that they used the surroundings around them as their upper hand. So for instance, let's give Otis as an example. Otis used weights to hold down AJ Styles. Asuka used one of the levels to jump down onto the female superstars. And of course there was use of elevators, stairs of course, and then there was also use of offices and cafeterias. And one thing I did love is that there was a bunch of cameos in it. Like for instance, Brother Love, John Laurinaitis, Stephanie, Vince, Elias, even a random ass clown, which I do not know why, but it was funny. Of course, we got to see AJ kind of reliving what happened with himself at WrestleMania when he sees the portrait of The Undertaker. And then, of course, with the room, that kind of was like an Undertaker type of thing, where he saw the casket, the blue lights, and it was dark. So Aleister Black basically traps him inside there and moves along. Of course, we get a little food fight after Otis starts it by hitting Paul Heyman with some food. And that kind of gives a funny little thing because of the fact that Shayna Baszler grabs Rey Mysterio and puts him in the sleeper hold. Nia Jax throwing Dana onto a soda machine and power slamming Carmella onto a table, and then Otis staring down Nia Jax while he's eating a sandwich. And then they move on. Of course, Otis goes back into the cafeteria, picks up a pie, and sees John Laurinaitis right there with his people power type of thing, and pies him in the face. Moves along. Then later on, we see AJ and Daniel Bryan both fighting each other, and then they head into an office that is well known. And whose office did they run into? The chairman himself, Vince McMahon, tells them both to get out. AJ and Daniel start fixing the chairs. They leave. Vince goes back to work. And AJ tells Daniel Bryan, man, you were so scared in there. Daniel's like, I was scared. You're the one that said we should fix the chairs before we leave. He's like, oh yeah, didn't I? And then they go back to fighting, which kind of gives it a little comical type of relief. And then finally we get to them at the top of the roof where the ring is and where the ladders are. Of course, Asuka beats them to it first. And then, of course, Nia Jax kind of catches up. Asuka kicks him off. And then here comes Baron Corbin trying to climb up the ladder while Asuka is getting the briefcase. So Asuka kicks him off. And with it, Asuka is the winner of the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, which means she will get a title shot in the future. And that kind of gets me wondering, will this be the end of the Kabuki Warriors? Will we kind of see like what Bayley's doing with Sasha Banks right now? Will Kairi stay on her side? Who knows? Now that I'm done with the women's part, let me get to the men's part. So of course, everybody finally makes it in, and this is all 6 competitors. And then something happened that I thought I would never see, and that is Baron Corbin throwing both Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black out of the, not only out of the ring, but out of the headquarters. So they went flying down. And I don't know if this means that they killed both those characters off. Maybe we'll be seeing a darker side of Aleister Black. And then with Rey Mysterio, I don't know if that means that he will be written off TV for a while, or with the fact that he might be released. I hope not, but this looks like the end for a little while for both of them. And what else do we get from it? We get a little battle between both Otis, AJ, Daniel Bryan, and Baron Corbin. And then it's AJ Styles and Baron Corbin at the top of the ladder. They both grab the briefcase at the same time. And here comes Elias out of nowhere, hitting Baron Corbin with the guitar. And I thought AJ had it right there. But no, AJ is fumbling the briefcase around, and then it drops. And who's at the bottom to catch it? Otis. So which means Otis is the 2020 Money in the Bank briefcase winner. And I'm really happy to see that. So other than that, thank you guys for watching this video. Of course, I usually give this a rating between 1 to 10. So my rating for this one is 8. It had some flaws into it. Not with the Money in the Bank ladder match. That one was amazing. But some of the matches with it, they had a little bit of flaws. But other than that, I really enjoyed the pay-per-view. And I enjoyed the matches. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe, comment down below, and I'll be answering all the comments on there. So until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and have a great day.